Hello friends, Andy here, and in this video I want to share what I think are the 5 biggest financial decisions you should be making right now. And I do mean right now, not at some future point when everything in the world seems better, but right now when there's a lot of uncertainty. The question I think you should ask yourself is, can I exit the current political and economic climate better off than when I entered it? I think you can. If you do these 5 things, it is, in my opinion, the best way to get ahead financially. Also, the younger you are, the more important this is, because time plus compound interest, look it up, will give you a huge advantage if you start all this early. And if you're not super young, then this still applies to you. It's never too late to get your financial life to a healthier place. And if you enjoy videos like this, please subscribe to my channel and click that thumbs up icon to like the video. I would appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. Right off the bat, let's get crazy. We're gonna talk about a wild topic called budgeting. Wait, don't click away. This can actually be pretty fun, and it's going to give you much more control in your life. Having a budget lets you know what your money is doing and where it is going. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your money is? If you want to know what your money is doing and where it is going, you can take control of it and make it work for you instead of the other way around. So then you might ask, how do you start a budget? You know, you're asking me a lot of questions. Well, there's lots of ways to budget, and it all comes down to personal preference. There isn't really a right way to do it. You can use spreadsheets, apps on your phone, or full-on software. There's YNAB, Mint, Pocket Guard, and Clarity to name a few. I prefer budgeting software that is active instead of passive. YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget, is active, whereas Mint is a bit more passive. Instead of passively tracking what is happening, software like YNAB allows me to interact with my money flow and give every dollar a job. If you want to try out YNAB, I highly recommend you go watch Nick True's YouTube channel, Mapped Out Money, which I'll link down in the description, as he is a master of YNAB and it made it so easy for me to learn the software. Conversely, Mint is a little less proactive and more hands-off. It still does a great job of tracking and categorizing, it just requires a little less involvement. Again, there's no right way to do it. The important thing is you pick a budgeting tool that fits your needs and you start using it. Once your budget is set up, you can identify areas where you can cut back. Are you really using that subscription? Should you really be spending that much on eating out? Should you have spent all that money on a case of frozen waffles from Costco? Cut out what you don't want or need. This is the difference between cheap and frugal. When you are being cheap, you cut relentlessly across the board. When you are being frugal, you decide what things in your life have value and cut aggressively away at the things that don't. My all-time favorite quote on frugality, who says that sentence? My all-time favorite quote on frugality is from Ramit Sethi, the author of I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And he says, frugality isn't about cutting your spending on everything. That approach wouldn't last 2 days. Frugality, quite simply, is about choosing the things you love enough to spend extravagantly on, and then cutting costs mercilessly on the things you don't love. The key to budgeting is for the amount you spend to be less than the amount you make. My personal minimum is that all my monthly expenses, stuff I spend money on, does not exceed 50% of how much I make that month. If you currently spend as much as you make or more, thanks to credit cards, don't worry, you can fix your situation. But it will take a lot of hard work and determination, but it can be done. Budgeting along with savings is how you break the living paycheck to paycheck cycle and get ahead. One last budgeting tip, don't be aggressive on debt payoff until your savings goals are met. When the economy and job market are unpredictable, it's better to have money reserves than to spend all your extra income on debt reduction. So during times of uncertainty, I recommend paying just the minimum debt payments and stash more away in savings. Now, on to savings. According to Go Banking Rates, 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings as of 2019. Also, the Federal Reserve's 2018 survey that said 40% of Americans would struggle to come up with $400 to pay for an unexpected bill. Friends, there is a better way. Having savings is essential and a huge stress reliever. For this video, I'm going to focus solely on having a savings emergency fund, but you can certainly go more in depth than that with savings. We've had so much of our work postponed or canceled during the pandemic that we've had to dip into our savings. Having it there when income isn't guaranteed is life-changing. It gives you breathing room. Savings is what will start to separate you from the masses. It will be your bomb shelter and your rocket ship all in one. It not only protects you from economic fallout, but it's also available when you find something that will accelerate your net worth. So, how much? Well, think about whatever was your highest surprise emergency expense. Was it an unplanned medical bill? Did your car break down? Emergency vet visit? Whatever it was, that's your minimum. If that's less than $1,000, then make $1,000 your minimum. $1,000 is a great starter amount because it covers a lot of life's surprise expenses. Then once you have your starter amount, you can decide on your longer term amount. I like to have a minimum of 6 months of living expenses saved at all times. Not only does savings let you weather financial uncertainty, but it also lets you not be chained to your 9-to-5 job. When paired with budgeting, savings is the key to breaking the paycheck to paycheck cycle. Savings is also great because it can be your war chest. When opportunities present themselves, savings can be ready to act. For example, if you're into real estate investing and a particularly excellent deal pops up, then your savings is there and ready. Or maybe you see a gap in the market that you have the skills to fill and meet a need. Having money on hand and ready can help you get going fast and take advantage of the opportunity. For example, I've noticed in the past few months that there has been a lot of demand for real estate virtual tours. People were buying 360-degree cameras and providing this service to real estate agents. The first people who had the money and idea bought up the cameras and made the money. Shortly thereafter, 360-degree cameras were sold out everywhere. In just a few short months, you can save more than the majority of people around you and have a newfound peace of mind. What if you've cut everything from your budget and you still cannot hit your savings goals? The fastest way to speed up your financial goals is to simply earn more money. Easy, right? Obviously, easier said than done, but it can be done. Earning more money allows you to save and invest more aggressively, the two things that will most readily help your future net worth. The fastest way to make more money is to receive more through your main job. This could be in the form of a promotion, pay raise, or finding a newer, higher paying main job. If that's not an option, or if you want to further magnify that, then side jobs are great. I've covered some great sources of side income that almost anyone can do in my last video. I will link it in the top right-hand corner of this video and in the description below. I'm so helpful. If you can find a way to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, what would that do for you? That's an extra $6,000 to $12,000 a year. For a lot of people, that's massive, and it's not so far-fetched. Not only that, but if you start earning more, doing something you love, and that something turns into a small business, then it could overtake your primary job. If that happens and you have savings ready to go, then you can free yourself of the job you hate and start doing something you love. That's the power of savings and side hustles. First off, I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research and make your own decisions, and don't base your decisions solely on what I say. That said, I think everybody should be investing. Knowing where your money goes with a budget helps you plan. Saving money gives you options, and earning more can accelerate these goals. Investing is where you start making your money work for you and start building your future financial independence. You're gonna have little money employees running around, making you wealthy. It's great. My number one investment tip is, like Nike says, just do it. Don't try to time it. Don't try to outsmart the markets, and just start if you haven't, and just keep going if you have already started. It can be tempting to let the economic climate play with your emotions and dictate your investing actions. But I urge you to summon the inner android within you and be unemotional and constant. Investing your money is always a good idea. Even when things are unclear, it's better to continue putting money towards your future. Dollar cost averaging, regular reoccurring investments, and compound interest are your buddies. Investing beats inflation, and inflation is rampant right now. The Federal Reserve has turned on their money machine, and they have plenty of paper and ink. So, what to invest in? Well, this really should be covered in more detail and maybe its own video, but at the very minimum, you should be investing into a Roth IRA, and if your employer matches contributions, your 401k, but only up to what they match, not more. Beyond a retirement account, the other minimum I would suggest is a basic S&P 500 index fund. This is a standard recommendation by Warren Buffett, and I think it's a safe and smart one. Investing is the safest and easiest way to build wealth over the long haul. My last point is you should build. This is a more abstract idea than my previous ones, but I think it can really help your financial situation in the future. Now, when I say build, I don't necessarily mean to physically build something. Although, if you want to build a birdhouse, knock yourself out. This could be build a side income, build a small business, or build a financial plan. It could also mean to build yourself up by working on your skills, your health, or your happiness. If you're doing work and building new and improved things in your life, then everything will be affected, like a ripple that turns into a wave. Since a lot of us have more free time right now, it could be the perfect time to do this. Your side income sources could be built into a business. You can finally start working on your health. You can start reading all those business and finance books you haven't opened. You can start learning to code. You can write out your financial goals and then build a plan on how you will make them happen. If you spend time on a project or business, it might not make money right away or in the near future. But if you start now, it could pay off big farther down the line. If you can find the time, or if you have an abundance of time, then building something new that is monetizable now or in the future is a great decision. I've been putting off starting this channel for far too long, so I decided to just start building it. The timing will never be perfect, so it's better to just start. Anything that is improving yourself, that can make you a more efficient and effective person in the future, is worth building. So there you go. Those are my 5 biggest financial decisions you should be making right now. To recap, I think you should be budgeting, planning, and saving your money. You should be doing whatever you can to earn more money and accelerate your goals. You should be investing your money to increase your future wealth, and you should be building a better you, a better life, and maybe a better job. Are you doing all those things already? If not, how many are you doing? I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. If you aren't doing all this already, or only doing 1 or 2, and this list stresses you out or overwhelms you, do not worry, friend. I'm not a super genius and I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm just a guy on the internet who's really into these topics. If I can do this, I promise you can too. Just take a deep breath and try to tackle one thing at a time. Baby steps turn into leaps before you know it. So I'd like to leave you with one baby step. Pick out a budget app and start your budget. Don't worry about anything else, just try to tackle that one obstacle. You can do this. Please subscribe for more content like this and leave me any comments below about what videos you'd like to see in the future. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.